Engage to Change is a 7-year project funded by the Lottery Community Fund and Welsh Government. The project works throughout the whole of Wales. The project has supported more than 1,000 young people between the ages of 16 to 25 who have a learning disability or are autistic and who are not in education, training or in employment, and we call this NEET.
The project supports people to increase their employment skills and gain employment opportunities with the ultimate goal of paid jobs.
Young people taking part in the project are given one-to-one support by a job coach who works with a young person to find out what is the best way to support them.
The job coach is a professional figure trained to help the young person learning a job in the workplace. With the aim of finding paid employment, the role of the job coach is unique. They work alongside with the young person and the employer to make sure that they succeed in work with the right support.
Young people on Engage to Change could access work experience, paid placements and supported internships. This ranges from 2 weeks to 9 months of experience which aim to end in paid employment.
Young people were supported by the project to think about the jobs they wanted, to look for jobs, to complete application forms and write or update a CV. They also carried out vocational profiling and could access worksite visits, for support for interviews, work trials and travel training.
The project worked with young people to make sure that the support was right for them. For the young people, this is really important because it focuses on what we can do and not our diagnosis.
We believe that employment is important in people's lives. People with a learning disability or autism shouldn't be any different.
According to the latest data, only 5.1% of adults with a learning disability aged 18 to 64 were in paid employment in England, and only 21.7% of autistic people were employed.
These rates are low. Engage to Change believes we could do better. Supported employment works because jobs are individually matched to the person. They are paid at the national minimum wage or above, and are jobs that have the same terms and conditions as other workers in the community.
Job coach support is a key element of this. That is why we are asking the Welsh Government for a national job coaching scheme across Wales.
We believe that everyone deserves a real opportunity to work in paid employment and to be treated equally in the workplace.
Researchers at the National Centre for Mental Health at Cardiff University collects data from the Engage to Change project.
This data shows the support and the best practice that works to help young people to gain and maintain employment.
The latest research report compares the Engage to Change participants like myself who have achieved paid employment by the end of the project and those who did not.
The project includes all eligible young people referred to the Engage to Change project. In total, 1,008 young people were referred or self-referred to the project over the first 5 years.
People had to be aged 16 to 25 years old and have a learning disability and or an autism diagnosis to take part in the project.
A total of 231 young people who have taken part in the project achieved paid employment. This is about 3 out of every 10 young people, and this is a good result.
We found out some important things that make a difference.
We found that employment rates vary according to young people's diagnosis.
If young people reported they were autistic and had a learning disability, they were less likely to be employed. Only 1 out of every 10 young people are in employment.
This could be because these young people need more support to adapt to the learning process and needs more social and emotional support in the workplace. This should be considered when we plan for support.
We found there is a difference in employment rates between men and women. Most young people referred to the Engage to Change project told us they were men 7 out of 10. 3 in every 10 told us they were a woman.
For the young people who gained employment, 3 in every 10 were men, and 1 in every 10 was a woman.
We think that this gender difference might be because women can be more sensitive to benefit changes than men, or maybe because women have a social role such as caring for someone within the family, so they might be less interested in or less available to work. It may also be that women do not see themselves as employees as often as men. It may mean that women are not having the same opportunity for employment as men. We need to work on this.
We have found that age affects people's employment rate. If you are older, you are more likely to gain employment. People aged 23 to 26 years old have a higher employment rate than the younger participants on the Engage to Change project. We have also discovered that the younger the participants are, the lower their employment rate is.
We think that older people on the Engage Change project have experienced more employment opportunities, and so they are able to make a choice of what they want to do.
They also had more opportunities to practice their employability skills so that they are ready for work.
We also found that having previous experience before joining Engage to Change, like a work experience while in school, a paid job or volunteering, made it more likely that people would gain employment.
We also found that the more work experience a person had, the more likely they were to gain employment.
We found that the Engage Change project offered employment opportunities of significant length to enable young people to be ready for work. Significant means for 6 months or more.
Within the Engage to Change project, 443 young people had a significant experience of a work placement or a supported internship. This is important. It shows that young people need longer placements and experience to enable them to become work ready.
The more experience young people get, the easier it is for them to find a job.
Experience alone is not enough. The support of the job coach in the workplace is helpful for those who need it.
The support of the job coach should be person-centred and based on a person's needs. The support should be individual to help young people develop the right skills for them.
This shows there is a need for good quality work experience with job coach support while young people are at school and in college, so that we can start thinking about the real opportunities for the future. The research suggests that this alone will lead to better than usual rates of employment for young people with a learning disability if experiences are organised and properly funded.
Significant employment experience of 6 months or more, such as having paid placements and supported internships, gave our highest rate of employment.
In this project, the placements were individually matched to young people in real workplaces, doing real work with job coaches support. This is what works.
Colleges are now offering young people supported internships through the new Pathway 4. This means young people spend time in the workplace rather than in the classroom to learn vocational skills. We need to ensure that newly developed Pathway 4 supported internship schemes provided through colleges are of the highest quality and are based on what works.
We believe that young people who have a learning disability or autism need the right job match and the right support, because when this happens, we know how much young people can achieve in the job that they want.
We can work.
We want to work.
Support us to work.
I had to think. Here comes the bloopers!